Anti-systematic.
That's hard. Hey, that's hard right there. Quiet Storm dropped one right there. All right.
And then we got another comment. Ida said, "Can some girls join the bloodline?"
Yes. This is the perfect time. All right, so look, all right, guys, I'm about to sit out there. Let's say that Jade is whooping the hell out of Naomi to the point where Tamia might come out. Maybe Nia might come out for the save.
Maybe not.
And maybe Bianca had to come out to help Jade.
I don't know. You know what
Do they want Nia out there?
This is what I think. I think Bianca gonna come out and screw Jade. Like, look, we've been bud.
You think so?
I think Bianca gonna turn. I think it's Naomi right. She is taking my spotlight. Cause you gotta think about it. Is outside of Bianca getting the belt, right? You know, is she still gotta support a girl? I think it's gonna be an alliance. That's what I think.
But let me throw this at you. If Bianca wins, what if Bianca doesn't win?
I mean, what's the storyline after that?
Right,
what takes place after that?
So let's look at it like this here. I think Naomi screwed Bianca too. Bianca don't win, and now Bianca and Jade catch Naomi, and they working her out, and now, oh my God, is that the Tonga twins? I think they free agents. You know, I'm just saying.
At Backbody, should we have women in the bloodline? That's a question.
Should we have women in the bloodline? Absolutely, because I think putting women in the bloodline will allow that faction to be bigger than what it is. But I know WWE doesn't want it to be too big. But I think absolutely. Do they need 5, 4? No. But maybe like 1 or 2. Could you at least 1 so they can go snag the title?
Because
I would say 3.
Should be, and you got some people saying it shouldn't be.
I think it should be 3. Maybe 3.
Women in the bloodline.
Maybe 3 women. But first we got to see how the bloodline round out.
Right.
Because we don't want it too big. So maybe 3 women.
Yeah,
I think
because who's in the because in the AEW they have a woman.
The bloodline is splintered right now. It's the bloodline. They all still represented, but they're splintered.
But with John Moxley's group, what's his group? They have a woman.
The Hell Riders.
The Death Riders.
Yeah. They got.
They have a woman in there too.
She used to be trash in WWE,
and then American Made. They have a woman, so it would make sense, like you saying.
Bianca could go back to the Street Profits.
She's not gonna do that.
They could be the pride for real though.
Yeah,
but they could be the pride.
But even them, how far you think they're gonna go? The Street Profit. I see one of them turning.
Nah,
as long as they
Montez Ford turns.
No. I don't know. No,
Montez Ford
after turn.
No,
they asking for
somebody gets injured.
As long as
somebody gets a title.
If they're gonna do that, as long as. Because I felt like what the, it's kind of a left turn, but I feel like what they would have done with the Hurt business could have been something great.
Yeah.
But they didn't capitalize on that.
And now it's kicking ass over in AEW.
Yeah.
It's the hottest thing in AEW.
I got another live question on the comment. DJ Jammer said, would it be a different faction if it was women in the bloodline?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course. You got to think about it. If they had the women's title, right? And what women will be coming after them, what feud they would have. They definitely have the title. Think about it.
You had a Judgment Day. They got 2 women.
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
We never got a Bloodline Judgment Day feud, so now you get the women. The women are always gonna start.
But would you think they would have to be complete heel to even? Because I know that it's a lot of interfering in the matches and stuff like that. But what do you think that take place if there was women in there too? Because it can't just be 1 woman or 2 women.
Oh yeah.
Or Jey Uso or something like that interfering in the women matches. Like
Jimmy would definitely.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy would be petty. Yeah.
It'll be mixed tag. That's just all it'll be. It'll be a mixed tag.
It'll be Jimmy escorting the bloodline women out to the ring.
It would definitely
and it'll be Jimmy doing accidental trips or
just
Jimmy
like
acting crazy and distracting the other.
Wait, he said accidental trips. You know how Dom be doing?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Hey, I predict Dom is gonna be the ultimate baby face. I'm calling it first.
And Soul Control said it would be good to have the women bloodline faction at War Games.
Woo! We can see that form at War Games.
That would be, man.
See it form at War Games.
That would be fire.
TJ922 says it's got to be at least 2 factions though.
Right.
Factions.
Look, it can be 2 factions. You can have Jade reinvent the baddies.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what would they call? What would she call? Because she couldn't call it the baddies because of
This Jade,
AEW.
no, this Jade Cargill. She had the rights to her stuff,
Yeah, she got it right.
so she could say the
'Cause
baddies.
when they sign them over, they get everything.
Yeah.
Everything they ever done, everything they put their hands on.
Yeah. So she got the baddies, and she could, like I say, this could be the Lash Legend, Bianca Belair, this could be that link up go against the women bloodline. This could be the women bloodline. Naomi just stepping on everybody's toes, doing little stuff that cause her to need some backup.
Mr. Producer, you got a comment on here from Jay. Say, looking good, boyfriend. Hashtag laughing emoji.
Mr. Who?
I don't know who we.
He said, "Looking good, boyfriend, Kev."
Yeah, he talking about you.
I don't know who said that, but
I wasn't even looking at that.
I was looking at that.
Alright, another comment.
I'm trying to click on the
DJ Jamma said, I feel like the bloodline has already established themselves, so making a family bloodline team, type of team with Nia and Naomi. Nia Jax and Naomi. To start the bloodline for the
That would be dope.
That would be
That would be dope.
Like I said, especially if the WWE get the Tonga twins, then yeah, that could fill it out.
All right. Let's kind of go back to John Cena a little bit. So, in 2012 or somewhere around 2012, John Cena was supposed to turn heel. I think it was like Rock won with Cena. I think it was one of that match, and he was ready to turn heel. So, if they was prepping him to turn heel, or they were talking about turning him heel in 2012, how do you think that would have changed things now?
Probably his stock.
His
I mean,
stock. You don't think
he was too babyface with all the stuff going on to make a wish. Like that is really a big thing, like at least for the company wide. But I think I heard something about him already having music already back then or something like that.
Yeah, it was Fear My Name is with the song that he created.
Oh,
It's called Fear My Name. It was something with slow guitar. So he had a new outfit. He said something to the nature of like a dark boxer style. That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm glad he ain't do that.
Yeah, you don't think?
No, I'm glad he ain't do that. I was the Thugonomics was actually done so good, and it was he had so much control over it that I feel like if you go here, you got to do Thugonomics.
You got
you got to just because.
You think he gonna rap today though?
No, he don't have to rap. He's just when you hear that word life, you already know like Chain Gang. Go down.
They can rework the music, just like the Rock did. Like,
I would leave it the same. I would leave word life the same.
Yeah.
Because, and then come back out with the chain, and that'll be good.
Was Thugonomics a real heel or was he a fun heel?
No, he was a real heel.
No, I'm asking y'all opinion.
But I would say both.
Yeah.
You would say both?
He was a real heel, but he was
in the
some real
beginning.
dirty ass tactics, like the burrito.
He was going in.
Eddie Guerrero's car. He did.
He'll use the chain and hit people with the chain.
And I like the way that he
Who was his partner?
He had B2, B Square. But the thing what really separated him though, he was the only person because Brock Lesnar and them say, "Yo, you the next one up," and they tried to get him to be with them, and he turned on them. And I was like, "This man is crazy." That's what I was like. This dude,
my skill.
This dude, boy.
Yeah, I think the fans would still respect him like they respect Triple H. Like,
best heel.
You know what I mean? Best heel in the game, and I think the fans wanted him to turn heel for so long, and he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, whatever, and the merch that he was getting, he was making millions of dollars.
Yeah, some dope merch.
And I think Steve Austin said, even though he wished he wouldn't have turned heel because it wasn't good for him. And I just think that John Cena was probably thinking the same thing, like, nah, I don't want to turn heel.
Once again, before y'all start that subject, I want to piggyback off the last one. Somebody commented and was like, I love to see a matriarch step up like the tribal chief for the girls.
Oh.
And Jay say, don't be playing, Kevin.
Hey, Jay, I know who Jay is now. I know who Jay is.
That was hilarious.
We know who you is.
You know who you are, Jay. We got you now.
That is hilarious. Well, I think hopefully that these next couple of weeks he cut some real good promos, not just pop up. Because